Good morning, everybody. Today we are here to present our IMC plan for Subway. I'd like to introduce my group to everybody. There's Lesha, Gabby, myself, Mila, and Chase. So just a quick overview of what we're going to be talking about throughout this presentation. We're going to do a quick brand review, then go to the background and overview of Subway, some specific challenges that are being faced, our target market profile, the IMC objectives that we've outlined, the creative strategy, appeal, and tactical recommendations we have for the Subway team, our creative brief, media recommendations, the campaign flowchart and blocking chart, graphic treatment, and finally, a quick conclusion summing up all of our points. So Subway is a fast food chain that serves mainly subs. All of the sandwiches are customizable, and currently Subway has around 3,160 restaurants in Canada. Some of their products include freshly baked bread, healthier options as compared to other fast food chains, various options to choose from, meatless and vegetarian options, gluten-free food, low-cost food, and as well, they have a broad range of different products and toppings that you can add to your sandwiches based on your liking. Subway offers the idea of having a personal interaction with the people that are making your food, the concept of customization, you get to eat what you see, hygiene, sub of the days, and fast service. They have the largest number of locations compared to other fast food chains that focus on full meals. And if you compare Subway to other competitors in Canada, it is positioned in the high nutritional value as well as on the premium side. If you look quickly at our positioning chart, you can see that we've put low cost versus high cost and low nutritional value versus high nutritional value. So Subway sort of sits on the lower side of cost, but they are high in nutritional value. So if you compare them to some of their competitors like Quiznos, they are more healthier. They're healthier than Mr. Sub, but there are options like Wendy's and Arby's that are going to be a little bit cheaper.
Thank you, Mila. So I'll be taking you through the background and overview. So Subway has had strong success in Canada. I'm sure you all know it as a company positioning themselves as the fast and healthy option. Studies have shown that consumers are looking for healthy alternatives with no artificial flavors or additives, with 70% of consumers willing to give up a traditional purchase for a healthy alternative. Subway is also facing the threat of new entrants such as Freshii or Chipotle, who are competing more directly with them for that fresh fast food category in Canada. Moving on to competitive analysis, the fast food market in Canada is highly saturated with options for consumers. McDonald's has the dominant market share at 18%. This is 3.3% higher than in 2019, followed by Tim Hortons at 11.1% and Subway at 7.2%, and this is down from 7.3% just last year. Subway is the only major player maintaining their market share and not growing it, and this, coupled with the threat of new entrants, puts them at risk for market share in the future. When looking at their previous advertising efforts, we can see that Subway has had strong advertising in the past, with both their $5 footlong promotion and their sub of the day in more recent years. The advertisements in the past have been product-focused and always feature visuals of the product along with the promotion or focus of the advertisement, whether it be a discount on that day or a special sub featured that day at Subway. The marketing objective of this advertising campaign is to raise awareness and provide Subway with top-of-mind awareness to help drive sales. We are also looking to appeal to the younger audience under 18 with our catchy and funny advertising to appeal to a demographic that traditionally hasn't dined at Subway. Finally, with this campaign, we are looking to strengthen Subway's positioning as the fresh fast food brand that Canadians can count on for a quick and healthy dining option.
So I'm going to go over our target market profile now. Chase is going to touch on a change that we did make to this a little bit later, but for now, I'm just going to go over the initial target market that we have maintained from the initial brief that was given to us. So it's both males and females aged 18 to 34 living a busy but healthy lifestyle with an annual income of under $25,000. We have a couple statistics as to why this is the case. 65.8% of our 18 to 24 age group who earn under $25,000 are high consumers of subs, and 31.0% of the 25 to 34 age group who earn under 25 are also high consumers. So you can see here we just have a map which is outlining where the Subway's locations are. So that is kind of why we've decided to keep it in the BC, Ontario, sort of southern region of Canada. And in terms of their psychographic and behavioral characteristics, these people are people who consider junk food as unhealthy and prefer healthier options as compared to regular fast food. And there are people who are trying to eat Subway because it's the best sort of fast food that's available on the market. So a lot of these people are vegetarians, they're very busy, but they need to be eating fast food because they don't have time to cook. So we've created two personas based on the brief that was given to us initially. And we do have a third persona, which, like I said, I'm going to introduce and Chase is going to talk about in a little bit. So first we have Jane Smith, a 23-year-old female who gets Subway at some point in her day. She's super busy. She's just graduated. She's in her post-grad. And she wants to still eat healthy, but she just doesn't have the time to cook. And she wants to make conscious food decisions. Then I'm going to introduce you to Adam McDonald, who's a 32-year-old man, a sales executive, vegetarian, super busy. He has 2 young kids, and he gets Subway because it's a quick option. He wants to eat healthy with his family, but he doesn't have time to make a healthy meal choice at home. And this is loosely based off of one of the target personas that was given to us by the Subway team initially. Now I'm going to introduce Richard Johnson, who is our third target persona, who is touching on this additional target market bracket that we have added on. He's a 45-year-old construction worker who doesn't have a lot of time for lunch but wants to eat healthy. So he walks to Subway on his short lunch break and gets a sub and probably a soup for lunch as well. So he doesn't have much time, but again, he also wants to eat healthy. He also wants to eat something delicious and satiating. So he chooses Subway over other food options.
Thank you, Mila. Next up, I will be taking you through our IMC objectives, beginning with awareness. We want to build awareness to motivate further action, and to do that, we want to develop brand awareness and recognition. We want to communicate to our target audience the variety of fresh and simple, real ingredient options available to them at one place. Furthermore, we want to remind customers about the brand, product, and services offered. We are aiming to persuade customers that Subway is a fresh alternative to a typical fast food restaurant. We want our customers to think of Subway as a go-to place for better and fresher diet options. The next objective is to generate interest by informing about benefits and shaping perceptions. First, we will differentiate our product by informing customers Subway product is fresh and made to order the way they like it. Bread is baked in-house with a variety of options. Ingredients are natural with no additives, easily pronounced, and therefore a healthier option. Second, we will offer more information by providing customers with the knowledge that produce is grown fresh to emphasize its simplicity and freshness. The third objective is creating desire, a shift from liking to wanting. To do this, we will encourage trial by enticing customers who have been desiring an alternative to traditional fast food such as McDonald's. Subway is a healthier option for customers who typically consume fast food. We will also create desire by changing or influencing customer beliefs, by informing the customers about Subway's freshly sourced real produce. We are creating an emotional connection to the product. The last objective aims to take action towards purchasing. We are encouraging repeat purchases by reminding customers that Subway is a fast and fresh substitute that will have them feeling satisfied with their decision. This can be done through retargeting and the existing Sub of the Day promotion.
Regarding our tactics and rationale, we've chosen our media based on our target audience's habits and location, and we're focusing on the highest reach with the given budget. So each channel is going to use the most efficient vehicle for our target audience, and the campaign will have all efforts put into the first 6 weeks and then continue on for a flighting schedule for the remaining phase. So you can see we are going to do OOH in Vancouver and Toronto. We're going to have some magazine content, TV in Ontario and BC, a digital campaign, and sponsorship as well. Regarding our creative campaign concept, so how exactly we plan to carry out this brief, we're going to be showing the fresh ingredients by having a cross-section of the sub with the ingredients labeled, which are mainly vegetables, and then their enunciation based on the dictionary by all the words. So this kind of adds a bit of a comedic relief. We're trying to show that everything in these subs are real, they're fresh, they're easy to pronounce, they're ingredients that you know, you understand, and you love. And the copy at the bottom of all of these graphics are going to indicate that these subs are fresh and they're customizable, so it's food that's made fresh for you.
In regards to the creative brief provided, we have kept almost all of it the same, but have a couple of suggestions based on our research. The first suggestion is to increase the age demographic from 18 to 35 to 18 to 49. The reason we suggest this is when doing our research, we discovered that the age group from 35 to 49 were actually the most frequent visitors of Subway, even though they are a majority of low consumption users. The second reason is we hope to appeal to this age range and hopefully their children as well with our new advertising and creative. The second suggestion is to launch nationally, but to have a focus in specific over-indexed markets, which we have determined to be Ontario and British Columbia through our research. When talking about the objectives of this creative brief, the first is to raise awareness. We want to communicate to our target audience the variety of options available to them at one place. The second is brand positioning. We want to position our brand as the fresh alternative to typical fast food. So when getting into detail about our target market, demographically, our target audience is both male and female within the age group of 18 to 49, living a busy but healthy lifestyle with an annual income of under $25,000. Geographically, they are mostly concentrated in Ontario and British Columbia, but are spread across Canada. In regard to psychographics, people from our target market are those who consider junk food as unhealthy and prefer healthier options as compared to regular fast food. And within the behavioral section, our target market has a busy lifestyle who prefer to eat Subway as compared to other fast food available in the market, such as McDonald's or Burger King. These are our changes and additions to the creative brief to increase the target market to capture more of an audience, in turn gaining us a greater ROI and capturing new and growing demographics.
As Mila presented before, we are focusing our media efforts in 5 different channels. Since the target market is Canada with focus on Ontario and BC, we're going to buy out-of-home boards in downtown Toronto and Vancouver, where most Subway stores are located. We will be relying on billboards and transit shelters, and the idea is that each one will have the address of the closest store on it, and it will be located not more than 4 blocks from the store. We will also wrap 6 streetcars in Toronto with our ad, and those will be on Toronto's main lines. Research showed us that Reader Digest and Canadian Living are the top 2 magazines in Canada readership-wise, and we're putting both print ads and editorial ads on them. Reader Digest will have full-page ads in Ontario and BC, and Canadian Living will have half-page and editorial nationwide. Together, they have more than 4 million readers. The target audience of the campaign is a medium user of TV, but because we have a restricted budget for a large brand, we plan to place ads in Ontario and British Columbia only for 6 weeks, starting on April 1st, going to the beginning of May. Recommended TV shows based on the show's audience and Subway's target audience overlap are Criminal Minds, Grey's Anatomy, Big Bang Theory, and This Is Us. All of them have more than 50% of the audience in our target market group. Movies will also be considered in the plan since it has a 70% of watchers among the target audience. Conventional TV is most effective for this plan, which is why we're focusing most of the TV budget in it. Digital is also an important media. Subway's target audience are heavy users of the internet, especially on mobile. We decided to spread the budget allocated toward digital to 4 vehicles and a sponsorship opportunity. First, we're going to have takeover ads on Waze in Toronto and Vancouver during lunch and dinner hours. It will reach customers in our target group who are 1 kilometer away from a store. To try and capture the light users of TV with video ads, we're placing bumper ads on YouTube based on food and healthy lifestyle interests. Since our target audience is highly engaged in social media, we're planning on having Instagram and Facebook ads, as well as an always-on search campaign. Based on research, we saw that our target audience are made of light users of radio but have a high reach and engagement with streaming services. Spotify is the top music streaming service in the country, but with the paid version, the users don't get the ads, which is why we propose a sponsored playlist on the platform, a format that delivers ads to every user. As you can see in our flowchart, we're planning on starting the campaign strong with an awareness phase in April and May, and then lower the brand exposure for a reminder phase that will go until the end of August. The idea is to build an awareness of freshness at the beginning of the spring and carry with the reminding of the consumer until the end of the summer. The budget was allocated, as you can see, based on research and prices. Digital and television both got 35% of it since it gave us a broader reach and frequency, while out-of-home had 20%, and magazine 10%. Since it is not as expensive, it doesn't have as high of a reach, but still captures a lot of people with a smaller circulation.
Thank you, Gabby. The overall look of the campaign highlights Subway's messaging of fresh produce. We have 3 very similar creatives that strategically follow some simple design principles that are pleasing to the viewer's eye. Each creative has a product shot of a Subway sandwich centered on the page. This generates a feeling of balance as it is arranged symmetrically to create the feeling of importance. The subs are photographed on a white background and uses black typefaces, creating contrast in order to highlight the vibrant colors, emphasizing that Subway's produce is garden fresh, which in turn creates visual interest. Because the sub is centered on the page, this creates emphasis, which makes it the focal point of the creative.
So, in conclusion, we really want our customers to grasp the idea that Subway is fresh, it's customizable, and it's a fast alternative to traditional fast food. For every customer, Subway is the place to get food when you seek freshness because only our submasters make sure your food is prepared just the way you want. So, through our creatives, we have made it our mission to highlight the idea of freshness and make it known that we are the freshest fast food in the industry.
Thank you.